Have you ever had one of those days, or maybe weeks, where it feels like the harder you work, the further behind you get? Well, today we're going to dig into a simple, actually it's kind of funny, metaphor that can totally change how you manage your time. It all comes from the classic book, The 1-Minute Manager Meets the Monkey, and it's about figuring out whose back that monkey really belongs on.
It all kicks off with this single question, right? It's a paradox so many of us have lived through. You're staying late, absolutely buried in tasks, but when you look around, your team seems to be, well, waiting. So what's going on here? How do we solve this puzzle? Let's find out.
So, the story starts in a place that's probably going to sound familiar. We've got a new manager, he's full of energy, and at first, productivity is through the roof. But then, things start to slide. He finds himself working longer hours, which then turns into working weekends. His family starts to miss him, he feels like he's drowning, and the more he paddles, the further out to sea he gets. So he finally goes to his own boss for help, and this is the chilling response he gets. It's such a stark reminder that when you can't get a handle on your own workload, it doesn't just affect you. Oh no, it ripples upwards and it can put your entire career at risk. The stakes really couldn't be any higher. While the manager's friend, the legendary 1-Minute Manager, listens to his whole story, and then he delivers this totally shocking diagnosis. The problem isn't a lack of effort. It's not that at all. It's entirely self-inflicted. And the cause? He sums it all up in one word: monkeys. So what on earth is a monkey? Let's be really clear about this. It's not the entire project. It's not even the whole problem. A monkey is simply the next move. That single next action that has to happen to push something forward. And what's wild is just how easily this transfer happens. You know the scene. An employee stops you in the hall. They've got a problem. At that moment, the monkey is right there on their back. As you two start talking about it, the monkey kind of straddles both of you. But the second you say those magic words, "Let me think about it," poof, that monkey has just leaped onto your back, and you, my friend, have just accepted full responsibility. And this is where it gets kind of nuts. It creates a complete role reversal. The moment you take their monkey, you've just volunteered to do the work. And your subordinate, they've just become your supervisor. Now they're the ones stopping by your office asking, "Hey, how's it coming along with my problem?" You are now reporting to them. Think about that. You can see how this just snowballs, right? It's a vicious cycle. The more monkeys you accept, the more you're given. You get completely overwhelmed, you start to procrastinate, and your entire team just grinds to a halt, waiting for you to make the next move on their work. You've just turned yourself into the bottleneck for the whole department. Okay, so how do you break this cycle? How do you get out of this mess? Well, the solution lies in 4 simple but incredibly powerful rules for monkey management. This whole framework is designed to make sure the right person is handling the monkey at the right time and in the right way. All right, rule number 1 is all about clarity. You have to describe the monkey. This one is absolutely non-negotiable. No conversation about a problem is allowed to end until the next moves are crystal clear. Is it draft the proposal? Is it gather the cost figures? Define it. This simple discipline kills all the ambiguity and forces the situation towards action. Next up, rule number 2, you've got to assign the monkey. The principle here is so simple. Push responsibility down. The monkey should always be handled at the lowest possible level that makes sense. Now, this isn't about passing the buck, no way. This is how you develop competence and responsibility in your team, and it frees you up to do your actual job, which is to lead. And that brings us to rule number 3, insure the monkey. How do you do that? Well, you choose the right insurance policy for the task. For really high-risk stuff, you use level 1, recommend a course of action, then act. This means they need your final okay before they move. But for lower-risk tasks where you trust their judgment, you can use level 2, act, then advise. They have the freedom to go, and they just need to keep you in the loop. It's all about that perfect balance between empowerment and smart risk management. And finally, the 4th rule, check on the monkey. Every single monkey gets a scheduled checkup. And let's be super clear here. This is not about micromanaging the person. Not at all. It's about checking the health of the project. This is your chance to coach, to offer support, to give praise, and to make sure nothing ever falls through the cracks. So once you really master these 4 rules, something amazing starts to happen. You start to evolve as a manager. You move beyond just handling individual single monkeys, and you step into the real art of leadership, true delegation. Let's really think about the difference. When you assign a task, You're still managing every single little monkey. But when you delegate, you hand over the whole family of monkeys. Your team member doesn't just get the next move, they get the whole shebang, managing the entire process and applying the rules all by themselves.
So how do you get them ready for that? It's one word: coaching. That's the whole point of coaching. It's the process of building up your team's skills and, just as importantly, building your confidence in them until you can responsibly hand over that entire family of monkeys.
So, why does all of this matter so much? What's the big payoff? Well, it's enormous, not just for you, but for your whole organization. It's all about getting back your most valuable, non-renewable resource, your time. Your time at work really falls into 3 buckets. There's boss-imposed time, system-imposed time, and self-imposed time. And taking on your team's monkeys, that is the absolute worst, most destructive form of self-imposed time. When you finally eliminate it, you create what's called discretionary time. And that is the golden time you need to actually think, to plan, to innovate, and to lead. You know, the work you were actually hired to do in the first place. And this is the ultimate result. At the very end of the story, the manager who was once drowning looks at a new photo of his family, and he realizes something incredible. For the first time in a long time, he's actually in it. See, better management doesn't just lead to better results at work. It leads to a better life. So I'll leave you with this. The next time a team member comes to you with a problem and you feel that instinct, that urge to say, okay, I'll take a look at it, just stop. Pause for a second and ask yourself this one simple question. The answer might just give you back your time, empower your team, and finally put you back in the picture of your own life.